The Habaswein Ward Member of County Assembly Hussein Dahir Launches has entered into the history books as the first MCA in Kenya to introduce a digital learning machine known as remote e-learning server, in simple terms Elimu Mashinani. The unique initiative will be implemented in Abakori Mixed Day and Boarding School. This project follows the exemplary performance of the school in the last 3 years. The MCA had promised the students the digital learning machine that has now been launched. Mr. Hussein, in a bid to boost education performance in the education sector within the sub-county, has moved a step further and distributed textbooks for PP1 and PP2 students for all the 20 ECD centers of Habaswein Ward. He also offered exercise books and other learning materials, which included KCP and KCC revision books, ECD chairs and tables. After the lunch festivals, the MCA physically distributed all the materials to the entire 20 ECD centers. Mr. Hussein Dahir, whose representation of Habaswein Ward has been highly recognized, was the chief guest franked by Habaswein Sub-County TAC boss Mr. Hussein Ugas, Sub-County ECD Coordinator Mohammed Hassan Akit, Ali Below of Kenya Literature Bureau, Area Manager Sales and Marketing Northeastern Region, Founder Remote Learning Server Abdinur Mahdi, Area Chief Abdi Bashay Omar, parents and teachers. In the day 2 of the ward tour, the lawmaker visited many towns in the ward to check and inspect all the projects launched since he was elected. The tour also gave him an opportunity to see any other needy cases to be considered for development this financial year. During the tour, the MCA was received in a style by the excited electorate. Other official guest speakers who spoke at the event applauded the efforts taken by the MCA in promoting education sector. Mr. Hussein Dahir has made a mark in Habaswein Ward through his determination to propel education standard to high levels. This has seen him build a founding legacy ahead of next year's general elections.
Habaswein Ward has got 20 ECD centers, and all the 20 ECD centers are today benefiting from this ECD learning materials, as well as textbooks, as well as some of the 3 ECD centers which have been selected because of the need, are benefiting from the chairs and the tables that you see them before you today. I'm happy to stand with you here and celebrate the good performance this school had showed for the last 4 years. And because of that, one of the fine days happened to have stood before the students at the assembly ground. And I took the promise that I will celebrate with them and I will sponsor that digital learning for this school. And mostly, mimi kazi yangu inakuwa kusema na kutenda. So niliposema mbele ya wanafunzi kwa assembly, nikachukua hiyo jukumu na nikaja na hiyo e-learning material as well as celebration, because they will be eating a very delicious lunch today together with all these dignitaries that have accompanied me today here. And that is a kind of celebration that we want them to gear up so that they can continue with the best and good performing record of this school. I want to pose a challenge to the teachers and the principal as well. Since you've performed for the last 4 years, others might be coming up to overtake you. And the reason why I brought that digital learning machine was not to give chance to other schools to perform better than you. So you have that challenge as well as to the students. And personally, I will go to every other office that I will see that they can be able to do something for the needy community I represent in the County Assembly of Wajir. One thing I want to notify to the public, that Habaswein Ward is one of the vast and populous wards in this county. And in fact, in terms of population, Habaswein Ward hosts 75,000 persons in the last census, which was 2019. So this is the most populous ward in this county. The ward has more than 28 centers that needs my services. So therefore, it's not comparable to the wards that has got 2 to 3 locations. In terms of the gazetted locations with chiefs, senior chiefs that is, we have 14. So you can be able to know that when I have to give service to somewhere, some other place, there will be an opportunity cost for me therefore. So other place will now lag behind as I move to others. Within that 4 years, if I'm away from one center, I want to mention to the community that I'm away to another center. I do not represent a certain clan. I represent the larger population of our Zoin ward. And all the centers are equally before me. They are all centers that I represent. I'm sure, I have no doubt, that I took my representative and oversight role the county assembly have bestowed me in terms of my own rights. And the community that I represented have been well represented in the county assembly of Wajir.
In Kenya, he becomes the first MCA to purchase books for PP1 and PP2. I know he's a politician, he will say a lot. For the learners, KLB books are the best material. We have some revision books. I'll give it to the head teacher. If you require it, call the head teacher. He knows where to get it. Thank you very much.
I will only thank our Mheshimiwa, who is the first pioneer. I think they are big men, as Mr. Abdul said. He is a young man, and yet he has shown a very good example. I also advise all our MCS to follow suit what he has done. This is a very good example.
Assalamu alaikum, Mheshimiwa Kadri Hussein Abdirahman sharafta leh يعني حلفدن ما أنت أقول بوقت أوكيني أدبر وفرحسنا مش أنت سكول سكندري أوكيني أدبر وفرحسنا بإذن الله قريب من كاس نكا وإن لا تغيره في أبكور دانو أن تغيرنه وكا
knowledge waxbarasho ee alaabtii wax lagu baran lahaana noo keenay isagaas sharaf iyo mahad laan soo dhaweynaynaa insha Allah billahi ta'ala warkayga ma badno inta kaliya ku ekeysanayaa
meesha maanta waxaan u fadhino aad baad u arkaysiin horta waxaan aad mahad ugu celinaynaa in badan aan mahad ugu celinaynaa Mheshimiwa Hussein Abdirahman waxa laga hadlayo waa cilmiga waxa horumar lagu gaarno maxay tahay waa horumarta lagu gaaray on ilaa 60 sano aan Kenya ugu dambeeyna maxay ahayd cilmi la'aan sameyn had cilmiga waa la helay maanta waxaad fursad u sii haysatiin inay Abakore secondary school ay noqotay leelana high school
mugeni wa heshima our MCA Hussein Award Mheshimiwa Hussein Dahir Sub County Director of Education Hussein Mr. Ogas other invited guests students and parents Assalamu alaikum it's a great pleasure this morning to have this team in Abakore Mixed Day and Boarding Secondary School. Mheshimiwa, we don't take for granted the support and the guidance you have been giving us all along. We say thank you for the digital gadget you are bringing to Abakore Mixed Day and Boarding Secondary School this morning. I am sure this device, this gadget will go a long way in enhancing academic performance in this institution. I would like to urge our students and our hardworking teachers to make full use of this instrument so that we improve our performance in the coming years.
Take this first opportunity to thank the MCA Habaswin and Mr. Abdirahman for coming up with this initiative. You can see very vividly, today we are here to launch this very important event, whose mission is to improve the standard of education of the learners in this sub-county, more so Abakore. This distribution of ECD books and materials There is actually distribution of chairs, tables to ECD, 20 ECD centers, and a digital learning for Abakore Secondary School. This is a great step towards the implementation of education program. We really appreciate Mr. Abdirahman or Hussein Abdirahman for this initiative. As on behalf of the education sector, we are saying thank you very much. We are saying thank you very much.